Get bowl full of pomegranates from neighbor. Let them sit around for weeks because you don't know what to do with them. Find a magazine recipe that calls for pomegranates. Decide to tweak it a little bit. Roar. Buy butter from Costco without realizing it comes in giant bricks 4 times the size of a standard stick. Luckily they have measurements on the side. Chop off a 1/3 pound hunk and start it melting. Call once again upon tiny food processor. Peel and roughly chop a 2-inch lump of ginger and spin it into oblivion. Scrape down to size to make sure no chunks got through. Dump ginger into hot butter, then remove from heat so it doesn't turn crispy. Grab any old box of ginger snaps and crush their hopes and dreams. Keep going until you have about 2½ cups of cookie powder. Mix in the ginger butter. Start worrying that you may have added too much ginger, so drop in a tablespoon of brown sugar to be safe. Pour into a 9x13 baking dish and press. Realize that this is a job for the original utensils. Bake 5 minutes at 375. Peel and slice 6 to 8 anjou pears. Take a tube of refrigerated cookie dough and add clove, allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cardamom. Drop in a bit of flour.
And squeeze until it is still.
Flour your counter and slap down the dough. Almost run out of room because you rolled it in the wrong direction. Read instructions that say to cut a bunch of little leaf shapes into the rolled dough.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Discover that you put too much flour in the dough and not enough on the counter. Decide fuck it and just crumble the rest up. Run out of memory in the middle of recording an episode. Clear enough memory while it's baking to get the plating and tasting shots. Start over from the top 3 weeks later. Commit to the crumble idea this time by adding even more flour. Toss in a handful of leftover pecans just cuz. Combine 2 tablespoons flour and the exact same spices you used in the top crust.
Shake, shake, shake.
Almost forget to add sugar to a dessert. Peel 6 large bosc pears this time, core and slice. Dump on top of sugar spice and add a touch of vanilla. Begin tossing gently. Add 1 more drop of vanilla just in case. Fold in 1-ish cups of pomegranate seeds. Spread pears over cooled crust and cover with crumble. Cover with foil and bake 30 minutes. Uncover, sprinkle 3 packets of turbinado sugar from a nearby coffee shop, bake another 30 minutes. Cool 10 minutes, serve with ice cream, whipped cream, or plain cream if desired. Yum.
So yeah, the recording was an even bigger cluster than usual. Oh, but I'm so happy with the end result. This is amazing. Like, I don't usually alter a recipe the first time I try it. I want to, use it in its pure form the first time, but oh man, I'm so happy I made the changes I did. The ginger, the fresh ginger in that crust is outstanding. It just gives it just the right punch. It just gives it that sharpness that you really want from a ginger anything. And the thing about this crust is, it kind of turns into a cake and then eventually a pudding after you've left the pears in it for a while, because it's, the pears, if you look at this, they kind of, if you can see it, yeah, the pears kind of disappear. They, they don't have the body of an apple. They don't have that firmness that lets them, maintain structural integrity. So they kind of turn into a, pear sauce once you bake them, and then the juice just seeps straight down into that crust, and it turns into a cake. And then after it's been, you let it sit in, overnight, and it basically becomes a pudding underneath this top layer, which is also amazing, by the way. This top crust is a recipe in and of itself. Just, take, refrigerated cookie dough, mix some flour and spices into it, maybe add some, oatmeal and nuts, and you've got the best streusel you've ever had. It's so good. I am 100% satisfied. Though, I will say, the pomegranate seeds don't really add anything. Yeah, I'm glad to get rid of them. I've still got 3 more pomegranates to use up, but it doesn't really do anything. Like, the flavor vanishes under everything else, under the ginger especially, and the spices in the pears and in the crust. And, I am a little heavy-handed with the spices, like I am with apple pie, but I'm not going to cut back on that, because, again, this is delicious. But, yeah, so, yeah, they add a little bit of a crunch, but, walnuts or pecans would accomplish the same thing, and you'd probably taste them more. I'm just now noticing. Fragments of the pomegranate seeds get stuck in your teeth really deep. Okay. So yeah, I'd recommend leaving off the pomegranate. And, you can replace it with some kind of nut, or just leave it out entirely and just have pear-pan pie instead of a pomegranate pear-pan pie. But yeah, this is definitely worth trying. Absolutely, you should do this. But let me finish this so I can go finish eating this. Thanks, as always, for watching. Go try some of my recipes, especially this one. If they're good, tell me how much you like them. If they suck, tell me how to fix them. While you're in the comments, ask some questions and leave suggestions. Follow me on Facebook, Sabertooth Chef. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Saber_tooth. You know how YouTube works. Please do all of the things. And I'll see you in the kitchen.